Kia ora. Welcome to week 8 with you guys. You guys hear me okay?
Yep.
All right. I was going to see how your week has been. We're coming into frickin' week 8. It's got 2 months in keto. Just want to see how you guys are going, how the motivation is going to stay on track, and if you've had any cheat meals and the results from that. It'll be quite interesting to hear. We'll start with you, Kylie, because I know you've got a good story to tell about that shit. Literally.
Oh, literally, yes. Yeah, I've embraced my cheat meals. I have embraced them with fervor, which has left me sitting for 3 hours on the toilet watching Netflix.
Holy moly.
Holy.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. I'm an all or nothing kind of person. So, go hard or go home.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so 3 hours, go hard.
Yeah.
Easy. So what did you have? What did you have for a cheat meal, and what do you think made that happen?
I had a McDonald's double cheeseburger combo, and then I followed it by mango and sticky rice and some chocolate.
Yeah, rock on.
Yeah. The reason it was so bad was because I was traveling and I finally got somewhere where there was some restaurants and normal things. So I think I just went crazy.
That's cool. And did you have anything else, or was that it?
That was it.
That's pretty good. So you had a cheat meal, not a cheat day.
Yeah, cheap. Always just a meal, yeah.
Okay,
but I go hard.
Yeah. Jesus. And when did you do that? How long did it take to get back to normal?
Just normally takes just about a day to get back into keto, but my stomach takes a good 2 days.
Yeah. No, I understand that. Oh, it's cool.
Yeah.
We're talking about gut health today, so pretty much good timing. So that'll help out, I think, in the long run. I think I sent you the gut health stuff right at the start, Kylie, did I?
No.
I can't remember, okay. But this information will be really good to help out with your overall gut health into the future. Yeah, and it's becoming more and more important as more research is going into it. So it'll be good. But how are you feeling being in keto for 8 weeks now?
Yeah, this week I've had a massive chest infection. So it started last week and I could manage to exercise, but this week I haven't been able to do any exercise. But stayed on keto and lost more weight, so happy as.
Well,
yeah, but feeling loads better, heaps more energy, which is good.
That's cool as. Okay.
Yeah.
If you feel any sort of lack in energy or whatever, let me know. But just check, first you're hydrated and if you've got enough vitamins and where you are in your cycle. So take all those into account. But if you're out of energy, let me know, okay?
I was just wondering, if you do a real hardcore session, a HIIT session, what's the kind of food that's best for recovery when you start eating again?
That's a good question. When we're doing sort of normal sort of training on a daily basis, if we're doing HIITs all the time, then you're not a normal person anymore. And so a lot of the cardios that have been set out for people that are on initial keto have been going for walks and shit like that, not full on HIIT or high intensity stuff. And so you guys will notice that when you guys started doing HIIT stuff, you guys got really sore as your muscles adjusted to that. And so you need a little bit more protein than normal. So if your first meal that you do after you HIIT, look at it to be a little bit higher in protein just to help with recovery.
Cool.
But everything else should go back to high fat.
Yeah, it's just towards the end of the week because I love the exercise part of it, but towards the end of the week just get really tired. So
yeah, and rest is an awesome thing too. And sometimes if you're on that momentum train with your training, it's hard to stop and for a day. That's what your body needs. But your body should tell you towards the end of the week. Mine does. I only 1 day on the other weekend off totally, like don't do anything. And I find that I recover and I actually grow and lose weight better that way, just to give yourself that rest.
I normally do morning and evening sessions, but on Wednesday I just do a morning, and then that helps me to be able to do Thursday, cool. Friday.
Yeah. What about weekends? Do you train weekends?
No, I haven't been. But go for really long walks because I have more time.
it sounds like by Monday your body's ready to go again, which is cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think you're doing fine. Yeah, just
Cool.
listen to your body. That's cool, Kylie. Cool shit. All right, let's find out about the Maoris in Numuru. Kia ora. I'm trying to unmute. You might have to. There we go.
Yo.
Okay, let's stop there. Let's stop there. Eh? It can go on all bloody afternoon. How has the 8 weeks been for you guys?
Good. Yeah. Just missing the boys and pull-ups.
Your face has changed, Dion.
Hey.
Your face has changed. It's not as round.
He had a wash.
Right. What about you, Kane? How's that? How has the 8 weeks been for you?
For me, this last week's probably been my worst week, actually, out of all of it. Yeah. So, I don't know. I think it's the cold. Yeah. The cold has just made me crave the carbs. I've had a cheat meal every week. Yeah.
I'm happy you have. And anything happen?
Just feel the heat.
Yeah.
The heat come on. Headache.
Wow.
But not huge. Yeah. But I had some cream on Thursday night. I made some scrambled eggs with cream. I was thinking, oh, it should be sweet cooking the cream. Yeah, he really liked it, but you know, I'm still recovering. I think that's been my problem this week. I've just been really sick from eating the cream on Thursday night.
Crazy.
So I found the exercise really good. I did the HIIT training every morning this week. I find that when I miss the exercise, my back is a lot sore in the day. So that motivates me to exercise in the morning, especially. Yeah, I just find that my pain relief for my sciatica is just, heaps better.
It is, eh? It's like you think to stay away from that sort of stuff in order to help keep the pain at bay, but it's actually moving it that helps it, eh?
Yeah, it helps hugely. So on the weekend, like this weekend, I haven't done any exercise in the morning. And yeah, I've been sore all weekend. Like so motivated to get started again tomorrow. I needed to rest though, because I have, like you say, got the DOMS quite bad because I was quite sedentary before I started all this. So, and also what I didn't tell you before I started is I actually had pitting edema in my ankles. I don't have that anymore.
Right on. Good.
So
I don't even know what that is. I haven't looked that up yet. See, this is the information that comes through that was meant to come through. So what is it? And is it information based?
It was idiopathic, which means that there was no kind of reason that they could find for it. But I mean, to me, that's all crap. There was something going on in my body that wasn't good. It's basically swelling in your legs that when you push on your leg, it leaves a mark, a dent for ages. Yeah, it's not good. It's usually a sign of like heart failure or stuff like that. Yeah, but I don't have it anymore. Gone.
Right on. That's awesome. That's awesome. Wow. And how is your weight loss? Because your face has changed a hell of a lot too.
9 kilos so far. Okay.
Shit, that's bloody good.
Yeah.
And you were looking at you're a bit worried that it's going off a bit fast?
No, I'm comfortable with the rate at the moment. I wouldn't want it to come off any faster for me. Yeah, just yeah. Yeah,
that's cool. And initially when you started, like it was something that you wanted to do for a while, like to look at some form of different way of eating. How have you found the transition, and do you see it sustainable?
I definitely see it as sustainable, or going between paleo and keto like you do, because I miss my potatoes.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. That's my cheat meal, is basically some form of potato.
Yeah.
Usually like a chip or something with heaps of butter or tomato sauce or something.
Yeah.
But
You were saying last week that you didn't react to it that much. Is that right? It was only the cream that you had a big effect to.
yeah, the cream. Yeah, cream does not agree with me, but I just like cream.
It's a two-way
So
street.
I'll do it.
It's got a lot to do. Hey?
I'll do it to myself every now and again. Christmas time, it took me how long? About a week to recover after Christmas. I'm like Kylie, that's why we're good friends.
Crazy stuff. That's crazy. That's cool. That's really cool. No, it's good to hear that you can see some sort of sustainability in it. And yeah, like I miss Fijos, I miss fruit and stuff like that when it comes out, so that's why I go paleo, is just to have a bit of cheat meal. And I had some chips last week with Maya, and because she's paleo, and it's awesome, to go back and have that, but to know that if I have it on a consistent basis, my body will start to change, which is a bit of an asshole, but I'm okay with the food I eat now. Yeah, it makes me feel better. And what about you, Dion? Have you put on more weight, or are you still losing?
I'm losing, but I sort of do that big seasonal thing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's cool. He's got a whoosh coming.
Yeah, losing measurements, but putting measurements on my chest and on my
Because you're doing nothing still, Bo? Just making gains. Jesus Christ. Okay, that's cool, lads. All right, thanks for that, guys. We're going to get on to today's subject. We're going to talk about the gut health. Okay, so let's just share my screen with you guys. Kaboom. Yeah, I'm just going to mute the times. Okay, let's talk about gut health in week 8. So research over the past 2 decades has revealed that gut health is critical to our overall health. And an unhealthy gut can contribute to a wide range of diseases, including diabetes, obesity, rheumatoid arthritis, autism spectrum disorder, depression, and also chronic fatigue syndrome, to name a few. And research in this field is ever evolving, and this is by no means a complete list of conditions attributed to poor gut health. And in fact, many researchers are finding the link between anxiety and depression and gut health, and believe that supporting intestinal health and restoring the integrity of our gut barrier will be one of the most important goals of medicine in the 21st century. I go to a lot of seminars over in Australia about food as medicine, and so many of the subjects are related to our gut health and the importance of our gut health in our overall well-being. So it's really quite interesting how far forward, or how much it's actually involved in our overall health. And so looking after that is becoming like a day-to-day or weekly chore, or things to do. So how do you know if you've got good gut health? Signs of good gut health include not getting bloated, gas, diarrhea, and also constipation. And you find yourself feeling better in general, better mood, more energy, a healthy weight, and not feeling fatigued. And these are more pronounced when our gut is healthier. We're really lucky in a ketogenic diet. We actually get rid of a lot of the things that give us bloating, gas, diarrhea, and constipation. I know that the diarrhea and constipation can be a chronic, an ongoing thing with keto, depending on what we're eating and what cheat meals we're having or not having, okay? And also the amount of or the different fats that we actually use as well, like Tony was saying, with regards to having the dairy and using that as a fat additive. Okay, so how do you know if you've got bad gut health? If you've got poor gut health, you may have loose or unformed stools, or you're really constipated. Maybe your feces are foul smelling and you feel gassy, feel foggy headed, and have a poor mood. And these are just some of the most common signs. And it's really funny, like the way that our gut feels after a hard night out on the alcohol. The next day when we have the deadly black poo, okay, and it's not the sort of situation where you want to be at someone else's house and wake up with the deli belly, okay, it can be quite a bit of an awkward situation. But you know, just the amount of pressure or the amount of trauma we put our gut under when we do have a big night out is quite horrendous. And you can really see the signs of that the next day. Ways to start improving your gut health: eat more vegetables, okay? And this has been one of the things that I've been just smashing you guys with, especially in keto, is making sure that we've got a whole lot of vegetables in our diet, especially now that we're doing intermittent fasting when we're not eating all the time. So vegetables, they provide our body with the nutrient it needs on a day-to-day basis to help maintain our general health. They also provide fiber to keep the gut healthy and to keep our body's system running more effectively. So one of the things we've got to do is we've got to focus on fiber, and that's one of the reasons why I'm always smashing you guys, like I was saying before, about getting lots and lots of veggies in. So vegetables, they provide the body with nutrients it needs on a day-to-day basis, and we aim to increase our overall fiber content, especially if your intake of fruit, vegetables, and legumes is low. Well, definitely with us, we don't have many fruits, so that's where a lot of the fiber is taken out of our diet. Same with all the wheat and stuff are also taken out. So fiber, they can provide a huge variety of compounds and nutrients that will help improve our gut health. The fiber is in fruit, vegetables, nuts, and also legumes. And this is why a lot of the time people focus on a plant-based diet for gut health, as many of the plant-based foods are great for gut health in so many different ways. And so moving on to a paleo diet and going backwards and forwards between keto and paleo are really good, is because I find that paleo, they actually offer a lot more vegetables in their meals as well as fruit. Okay, so your fiber intake is definitely going to spike when you guys go into using paleo. And so, yeah, very, very cool way of increasing your fiber intake. Boom, boom, boom. Eat plenty of prebiotic-rich foods. Okay, so vegetables, once again, they provide our body with nutrients it needs on a day-to-day basis. And when we think about gut health, probiotics is usually the first thing that springs to mind, but prebiotics is a type of non-digestible fiber, and this is just as important. So when prebiotic foods are digested, they provide food for our healthy bacteria, which are found in our gut. So include things like onion, garlic, and veggies like Brussels sprouts and broccoli. We can't have any whole grains, and also fruits as well. So making sure, guys, that we're utilizing our vegetables, okay, a hell of a lot more in our daily income. Let's have a look here. Prebiotics. Okay. Also, when you guys looking at the healthy bacteria, if you guys have been on a course of antibiotics in the last 6 months, even to a year, antibiotics can actually destroy all of our bacteria in our gut. It destroys all bacteria, actually, even the good bacteria that's actually in our gut. So once you've finished a course of antibiotics, it's really important to start putting those bacteria back into your gut, because it actually has a flow-on effect. It actually has a rolling effect where you're sick, you take the antibiotics to kill all the bugs, it kills everything. And so what actually happens is that when you start digesting food, your gut health is really, really low. And so you start getting other ailments and other types of even diseases because of your gut health and what you've actually done to the gut health and the healthy bacteria in your gut. So making sure that we're actually utilizing prebiotics to help feed our good gut bacteria, but also looking at probiotics as well. So eating plenty of probiotic-rich foods. So, and also before taking a probiotic supplement, speak to your GP to find out the right supplement for you. Even when you go into the chemists now are really well educated now on probiotics and also other medications. So you can even ask them as well. If you look at the supermarket, you can actually see those little milk bottles that they have with the probiotics. Do not get those. Okay, they're like, it's got like about 4 teaspoons of sugar in it. And they've even got the wrong probiotics in there as well. Okay, so a lot of those stuff are just actually on the shelves for marketing reasons. So it's a good idea not to just take any and hope that it'll fix anything. They all have different actions, and some people also don't tolerate probiotic supplements too well. So I definitely recommend you guys going to your doctor or even to the chemist and just inquiring about probiotics. But also what you can do is aim to get your probiotics from the food you actually eat. So including foods which naturally contain probiotics is really, really good. So using such things as yogurt, okay, so going back into if you're dairy intolerant, I actually get a lot of my clients to actually utilize coconut yogurt, and just looking at the back and just seeing what the sugar content is like on the back of those and making sure that those are low. They've got lots of probiotics in there. So yogurt, also fermented foods like miso, sauerkraut, and kimchi are awesome. Okay, so making sure your sauerkraut that you guys are having is raw, and also the kimchi. There are some other sauerkrauts that are out there that are actually cooked, and that actually takes all the nutrients out of the actual vegetables. So making sure that you're using a raw sauerkraut. I recommend for my clients to take 1 tablespoon every day, just with your meal. And this isn't something that is just going to be, you're going to take and then also you're going to be, fuck, I feel fucking amazing. Okay, this is something that you guys need to take on an ongoing basis. And your overall gut health and your overall feeling of well-being will increase over time. Okay, so things like sauerkraut and miso or kimchi are really good. What kimchi is a Korean side dish. It's a little bit spicy, but it is actually, they use it with all of their meals. It's just something that's like a side dish that they always sort of supplement their food with. So same thing, a tablespoon if you're into something spicy, a tablespoon of that a day, or if you're into something a bit more, plainer, okay, look for the sauerkraut. But also things like bone broth are amazing. So I know that Tanya, you've made some bone broth in the past. Okay, so that sort of stuff on a weekly basis, if you can get a really good bone broth into your system, that is going to do so much for your overall gut health. Just the vegetables that you put in there, and also all the stuff from the actual bones themselves, including the marrow, are amazing for our gut health. Okay, so if you can, on a weekly basis, feed yourself, nurture yourself with some bone broth. Okay. Drink wisely. Okay, as alcohol can have a negative effect on our gut health, is what I was talking about before. Reduce your overall intake of alcohol and remember to drink more water. So it's really, really cool that on a ketogenic diet or the KETO12 diet that you guys are on, I'm making sure, there's another thing as well as the vegetables, that you guys are getting enough water into your system. Even if you guys are using electrolytes like the Powerade Zero, just to help with that intake, it's going to help you guys out and help your overall gut health as well. Reduce your junk food intake. Unfortunately, your gut doesn't like processed, fatty, sugary foods, which is the standard Western diet, even if you do. So reduce your intake of junk foods like soft drink, lollies, biscuits, chips, and pizza, and make healthy alternatives instead. So we're very lucky that in the ketogenic diets that we're following, that we actually get rid of a lot of those types of foods. And it's one of the things that I really notice when I'm keto and when I'm not, is my gas. Okay, we're going to talk about poos now for a little bit, okay, and gas, because this is all part about gut health. So I noticed that before I went on to a ketogenic diet, I was on a high protein diet for trying to do a bodybuilding sort of stuff, and I had the worst protein farts in the world, okay, and they would stop a fly, okay, in midair. Now since I've gone to a ketogenic state, my gas content has gone way, way down. In fact, it's a surprise when I do fart. And also I noticed that even my stools don't smell the same as well. Okay, we're talking about poos. Yeah, Kylie's laughing about this. She's loving this. So, yeah, so the overall gut health that we get just from changing our diet into a ketogenic state is massive, that I found on myself. And that was probably one of the first things that you guys would have found out within the first week, was that bloatedness went. You know, and I remember my ex, Laura, she constantly had this bloated belly, you know, and she was always complaining about the discomfort from it. And as soon as I worked out all of this keto shit and I said, okay, just stop eating this, this, and this, it was like one of Tanya's revelations was like, you know, oh my God, after all of these fucking years and taking, you know, doctors' bloody pills and all this other stuff to try and get rid of that bloatedness, it was just the fucking wheat and the sugar, you know, and you know, that was sort of a huge revelation for her, because she'd been carrying this for so many years. She just thought it was just how she was, you know, and so that kind of change had a huge effect for her. The change went from, I need to lose some weight, to, fuck, I feel really good now and about how my body is reacting to the way I'm eating, and I'm not having those thoughts that I used to have about the issues my body is going under. I've been inundated this week with people messaging me that have been on the program, that are finding that this ailment is gone, that ailment is gone, this is gone. Oh my God, you know, it wasn't until I stopped and thought about, you know, what was happening or what wasn't happening in my life because of the way I'm eating, that I had totally forgotten about the ailments that I had 6 weeks ago. You know, it wasn't until they, you know, went back and they actually saw what was my energy levels, and they started to think about, shit, quite a bit has changed. And so the focus actually starts to move. And that's basically where I need you guys to be. And it's really cool to hear some of the changes that you guys have found, because once those revelations start to come through and you start experimenting with the way that food makes you feel when you have a cheat meal, that's really important to your overall learning on how your body is and how it reacts to certain things, so that when you guys go out, you guys can have, you know, conscious decisions about what or how you want to feel, not just go in there and go, fuck yeah, it's pizza day today, and go, oh man, I feel like shit, and I don't know why. Maybe it was pizza, maybe it was the cheese, maybe it was the vodka, you know, but now you know exactly, you know, what is going to happen if you choose that meal, okay? And I'm the same too. And it's been quite an amazing couple of weeks, because I actually, you know, dieted down for these bloody videos that I was doing, that I've done. And then so I just went, oh, I'm going to have a bit of a relaxing time with my meals now. And yeah, it wasn't all it was cracked up to be, okay? And you know, you guys are finding that out as well. And I'm actually, you know, I'm going back to the way I was eating beforehand, going back to keto full time. So I had probably about a week off. More paleo than anything, lots of fruit, and I found that my body didn't have any issues with fruits, didn't have any issues with rice, no issues with kumara as well, which is quite interesting. So what I'm doing now is that when I start to introduce new foods, I'm just consciously aware of how my body reacts to it, so that just taking notes. So, you know, knowledge is power. How are you guys with any questions about gut health at all? No.
No.
No. Yeah. I can't unmute you, Kylie, for some reason.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
What's your opinion on colonics and gut health?
Really good. Yeah, really, really good. Not too often, but I found that cleansing, like colonic and stuff like that, are really good for moving old shit. You know what I mean? And it's sort of like, you know, the gut health things, you know, you can usually tell when your gut health isn't very, very good, because you feel lethargic and all these other things. And it's because of the old stools inside you that are rotting and, you know, releasing stuff into your intestine and stuff like that. So I find that colonics are really good.
Oh, cool.
Oh, yes. Any other questions, guys?
The cold's making me hungry.
It is, man. It is. It is. And Tanya was on the money before when she was saying that cold is having an effect on the mental side of losing weight. You automatically start thinking about porridges. I saw that come up this week. And, you know, like, you know, big comfort stews with some, you know, potatoes in there and that sort of stuff. That's where we tend to go when it gets like this. But it's also the best time to lose weight. I say we actually lose weight a lot faster in winter than we do in summer, because our body temperature tries to increase faster, okay, because we're cold, and we actually end up losing a lot more weight in winter, even though it sucks. It sucks. Yeah. But keep on going. Any other questions, guys, about gut health or about anything? You guys are pretty good, eh? You guys are on board. That's cool. Let's keep on doing what you guys are doing. Keep on fasting. Keep on getting into a ketogenic state, or being in a state of keto. I'll see you guys next weekend. If not, I'll see you guys online. See you next week.